I know we had 2 students that were here for learning the parts of the flower yesterday.
I think I know the one.
That's fantastic. Do you think you know all the functions and or descriptions of that?
That's a negative.
Alright, so what I'm going to have Abby, Jason, and Alexis do is run through the parts of the flowers just by rotating. Each of you pick one and we'll keep rotating through. And then state one thing you remember about each. This is important to know because of what we're going to do next. So I just want to take a couple minutes to review that.
I will start off because I know that one.
Okay, awesome. Go ahead.
The petal is the colorful part of the flower.
And why is that important? In regards to pollination.
Bees see it.
Right. They attract to colorful petals, right?
Yes.
Awesome. Number 2.
Ovary. It is the part of the flower that actually produces the seed.
And that's right in there, guys.
It's like a horseshoe.
Perfect. Alexis, can you do number 3 for us?
The stigma. It is the little thing at the very top.
Right there.
Yeah.
Perfect. It is just that one. We'll talk about what all these are when we get closer to the bottom. Stigma's right there. Number 4, Abby. Can you see that?
Yeah, pistil.
Yep.
And it's
Male or female?
male. Female. Female.
Are you certain on the female?
It's female.
Okay. And it includes what 2 parts?
The ovaries and the stigma.
Perfect. Number 5, Jason.
Number 5 is the anther. It is the male part of the flower that actually produces the pollen.
Very good. And the anthers, I should say, are all of the rest of these at the top of, we'll define that next. Number 6, Alexis.
It's the filament. It's the things that hold the.
Perfect. And she's right. So it's the filament which hold the anthers up and attach it to the rest of the flower. Number 7, Abby.
Stamen. It's the male part of the plant that contains the filament and the anther.
Filament and the anther. Perfect. Number 8, Jason.
Pedicle? I
Yes.
don't know if that's right.
Pedestal. Right? Isn't that right,
We
Louis?
sat here and tried to do this yesterday.
Pedicle?
Stop being paying attention.
She's talking
Yes.
to you.
What?
Is it pedicel or pedicle? Cole.
What?
Part of the flower.
The petiole?
Petiole.
Yeah.
Is that how you say it? All right. Whew. Petiole.
Okay.
Go ahead, say that.
Petiole.
Perfect. All right.
Petiole.
Petiole. Number 8. It's right down here. What's its function?
Support? I can't.
Support the female. No, that's right. It's
No,
support.
it's like the
It's
support of the whole
connecting.
flower.
Yeah,
Yes.
but it's holding up the.
Yes.
Huh.
Number 9. What do we have? Oh,
Yeah.
do you want to jump? You want to try it? Or I know you left.
Is it for support too, or I don't know.
Number 9. Support is correct, but specifically supporting the female part, the ovary right here. And what part is that?
For some.
Yes.
Why
Very
can't I
good.
say that?
Go ahead. Try it, Abby.
I can't say it.
Receptacle.
Receptacle.
Very good. All right. Last but not least, and it's covered up. Do you know what it is, Abby?
Seedle.
Sepal.
Close enough.
Okay. And what is its function?
Protect the seeds. Like protect the
It
flower
protects the
seed.
It
whole
protects and supports the whole
Yeah.
flower. Yep.
Yeah.
And why are there more than one?
Each side.
More protection, because think about if you ever seen a flower with sepals, is there ever just one?
No.
Just hangs out there? No, they're usually opposites or alternatives of each other. And we saw that yesterday on the flower that we had. There was different style leaves and they were alternating. But yeah, they're there to protect. So I know that's a super crash course, but this is important. Nope, it doesn't work. Can I get the next slide?
I got it.
Thank you. Okay. So this is maybe we'll try that next round. This is important because we're going to talk about pollination. So we just reviewed the 10 parts of the flower and their function, and then we're actually going to role play the 2 types of pollination, which is self-pollination and cross-pollination. And then we're going to also, within those role plays, those skits, we're going to describe 4 ways that pollen is transferred. So again, crash course on the definition of pollination. It's the transfer of the pollen grains from the anther to the stigma. And we just learned where these two parts are. Does anyone have any questions or need any clarification on where these were on the flower? No, yes. We're good. We're good to go.
I think we're okay.
Okay. Can anyone tell me? Oh, sorry. One more. Was this the male or the female part?
Male.
Male, and this is the.
Yeah.
It's very important to remember when we move on to our next activity. Cue slides. All right. So let me kick these lights on so no one falls asleep on me. As I said, we're gonna role play, and we're gonna create skits. So has anyone actually been a part of a play or in theater? Yes. Awesome.
I was in a play in 5th grade and I cried because they were not something wrong.
Okay, good. So we're gonna try to make a positive experience out of this.
Oh boy.
It was a
All right.
Christmas play.
So I'm gonna split you.
Really?
I'm gonna split you guys into 2 teams. I already have the 2 teams, or I should say, yeah, 2 teams. That you'll be. I just ruined that.
Nice guy.
Thank you. Sit that down. And each team will be given cross-pollination or self-pollination to research. You'll also be given 2 ways pollen are transferred. So you're going to take your method of pollination and the 2 ways pollen is transferred, and you're going to create what I call a story skit. And then you're going to present it to the class. What I'm looking for is, I'm not going to read this word by word, this is for your reference once you guys get going in case you forget. But what I'm looking for is that within your groups, you take the materials that I have over here, and they're in order. So the first thing we gotta do is look up the definition of self-pollination and cross-pollination.
What's it gonna do?
Nice.
Did that on purpose. You're gonna look up self-pollination and cross-pollination. I'm a huge fan of textbooks and research, because when you're researching, you come across and you think of more questions, and it's not just me telling you, hey, this is the definition, let me spoon feed this to you. And also, it's really good to get familiar with textbooks, especially if you guys go on to higher education. These will be your lifesavers. So when you're looking at a textbook, where's the best place to look to find definitions? The glossary. That is where you find your definition. If you want more of an explanation and you have hundreds of pages to look through, what's another resource in the back of the book that you can use?
The index.
The index. Exactly. Good job, guys. So, use your glossary, use your index. It's your first step. You're going to want to research what this self-pollination looks like, what the process is, and what cross-pollination looks like, and what the process is. If you're still unsure, pull out your phones, pull out your tablets, whatever you have with you. Feel free to look up videos or any other articles that will help you. Okay, so first step is the research. Once we have the explanations and we understand what self-pollination and cross-pollination are, we have an array of different materials that you guys can use. What I'm looking for is that when you're presenting these, that you're going to use correct terminology, like the parts of the flower. You're going to pull out important details of this process. So if I was to ask anybody that's not in your team what just happened, they can reiterate step by step what happened. So be creative. Over here with pollination, we talk about pollen. So I brought some cheese curls so you guys can utilize this as pollen in any way you see fit. I also brought juice boxes because nectar is an important part of pollination. And so here's an example of what you can do with the nectar in the flower. You don't have to. Again, these are just examples for you guys. Set that back. There is also another array of different things. Feel free to dress somebody up as a flower. Feel free to label somebody. Something that might be useful is that maybe you have a storyteller, or maybe each of you have a part in this. Again, what I'm looking for is make sure you talk about how the pollination works. Talk about the two types of ways that pollen is transferred, which I will give your group. And then be able to articulate and demonstrate how that pollination works. So you guys will present out in the shop, so you'll have plenty of room. Don't feel like you're going to be confined to this room. When you're preparing, feel free to use the space in the shop. I'm looking for like a minute to a minute and 30-second skits. Nothing long, but be creative. Make sure that we know what role you are, who you are. Dress up as a bee. however you want to do it. I want to see creativity, all right?
I'm gonna be.
What questions are there? That is a great question, Hannah. All right, that was a good segue too. So, cross-pollination will be Jason, Abby, Charlie, and Nicole. And then self-pollination will be the other four, Hannah, Landon, Alexis.
Good.
Thank you. All right, for cross-pollination, you will be, for your ways that pollen or transfer, you're going to look up insects and wind. And for self-pollination, you're going to look up vertebrates and water. All right, what questions are there? Let's see if we can do this in 15 to 20 minutes, and we'll bring it back together and present.
Who's gonna be the flower?
Yes, which
I have an idea. Jason can be the flower.
He's the bee.
Yeah,
Let's see,
Jason's the
yes,
flower.
so vertebrates and water.
I'll be the
And that's how pollen is transferred.
Yeah. Wait,
Yes! That is not, I'm not being the flower now. You're way too excited for that.
Be a bee. Or a bee.
I'll be the flower. I'm a bee.
And guys, if you know there's other materials in this room that aren't laying out here, feel free to use them as well. But then we should give you a real descriptive catch up here, huh? Okay.
I had that. Wait, when are we doing this?
Okay, so the first day, we talked about the parts of the science, and we're looking at sexual plants.
Oh, you do
So kind of the opposite of what Miss Hurston teaches you. And the seed is the outcome. So then yesterday, we basically went over this, which was all parts of the flower. And sometimes the short of the stick. So we went over the importance of each, so that then today, when we talked about pollination, they were able to use this terminology. So, that's really the correct. I'm going to use this so you have a reference with the parts of the flowers. Feel free, the parts of the flowers are also all labeled in all these textbooks. If you do need a quick description of that. But I'm hopefully Hannah was here and Alexis was here, that they'll be able to clue you in on some of the other terms that we work with.
Yesterday?
Yeah, you weren't here, but I know Alexis was, but you were here first.
Oh yeah, when are we doing this?
I know you're leaving at 10:45. So hopefully we can get you guys in. If not, you can help your group and you'll help present it. You'll kind of be the person dressed in all black as like the step.
The ninja?
Yeah, the ninja that's in the back that sets up the group but no one ever sees. That'll be your role.
I'll just appear into the night.
See, I think you do really well at that too.
With throwing a skill, you won't. Go be a ninja. Go to the ceiling panels.
What am I?
Oh, not a ninja?
Can I be a flower? Or a bee? I'll be a flower or a bee. I think Landon should. Is Landon in our group?
Yes, Landon is in your group. Okay, I was wondering where he went.
Then I'll be a bee.
Mr. Luther, look at Jason's costume.
These desks are rough.
Oh my gosh, I hate it.
Hang on, I'm making this. It's gonna be professional.
All right, here we go.
Wait, you gotta take your shoes. That's actually really good because this hat is black.
I can make a marker.
Yeah, they're big post-it notes, Abby.
Oh, I need some of those.
Yeah, aren't those nice?
Should I borrow those Sharpies you just got, Luther?
I'm gonna say if not, I have Sharpies over here too. In the turquoise bag.
Oh, you're being the
Jeez.
Landon wants to be the flower.
Okay, I'll be right.
So you guys are cross-pollination?
Yeah.
So what do you guys know about cross-pollination?
Mr. Luther. What's self-pollination?
You have textbooks, look it up.
Oh, jeez, Austin.
You have textbooks, you have phones, you have access to all kinds of stuff, look it up.
And then he can put one behind it.
Yeah.
I got one, hang on.
Wait, you're a butterfly, right?
Hang on.
Oh, I get to drink the juice if I'm the bee.
How do you spell pollination? Hang on, wait, no. How do you spell pollination?
You're a flower.
You're a flower.
That's a key.
Down the wall.
don't know if I can fit this pipe cleaner around my awesome muscles.
Please don't flex.
Landon, where's your flower?
Flower boy.
Landon, did you miss my entire set of directions?
Probably.
Yes.
Oh, Landon.
No.
I can't get this.
Oh, you were here for all of it? Good.
Is that Self-Pollination? Hey, will you twist this?
Alright, so you guys are self-pollination. What type of plants are self-pollinated? Are they the same species or different species?
Same,
You know what I mean.
different, same. We have no idea what it is.
So yeah, you should definitely look at that up.
Somebody get a.
Same or
So
different
you don't
types of
need
species. And what did I give you guys in sec?
Wait, do you still
Alright, vertebrates and water.
They don't need bees.
That's why I need you guys to figure out.
They're not gonna be
Why are
flowers
you not
there are
working,
bees.
And if you're doing vertebrates and water with pollen transfer and you're dressing up as a bee, does that fall into one of those categories?
I could go with the flower and then fly away because this isn't.
Wait, so it's sub-pollination?
Self-pollination.
okay.
I was like, self-pollination was right. No, self-pollination.
That might be what you do.
And I can come back as
So
rain.
think about that. Think about, this is how you want to walk through this. Self-pollination, what two types of species, or is it the same species being pollinated? When they're being pollinated, how are they being pollinated? So you guys are looking at vertebrates, right, so what they gave you, and water. So how are you going to show and depict that we're working with either the same or different species, and how pollen's being transferred through water and vertebrates?
Okay.
Why are there so many juice boxes?
So he could be,
I mean, if you're not on use, I guess you guys
he
can
could
have
be flowers, and then the rain could come
I
by.
don't know, if we can have some, take them before I leave.
If we have to be the same, we have to be, it's just be the flowers.
Your sweatshirt looks like the soil.
Look, this around my arm.
Now, how would we use this juice box?
Okay, someone has to be the rain.
What did you guys find out about cross-pollination?
I need my straw.
Self-pollination is when pollen from the same plant arrives at the same part of the flower or at the ovule.
Hi, how you guys doing?
Let's see.
Okay, Landon.
Thanks.
You gotta hold this because you're whole. Your top. That's your pollen.
Hello, ladies.
You're the rain. Then you have to come by and water us. We have to be the
Whoa!
same. We have to be the same species. Yes.
Great.
Yes. Very straightforward.
Do you need
Anyone else tell you?
Okay, you need to have Landon standing here and then have like paper raindrops drop them on him and then he'll say, I just self-pollinated.
Good luck, man. Thanks.
And then walk away.
Do it. Just like sprinkle little drops on them.
Seriously though, I really want a juice box.
This is
Very
gonna be good.
straightforward.
I want to dump water on him and then have him say I self-pollinated.
Hey, just to be fair, I am not seeing anything out of that flower.
Wait, can we have juice boxes?
Move this.
If you love us.
Yes, before you leave, you need to
Okay, I'm gonna be. I'm
Yes!
gonna be.
Luther, I get a juice box. Makes up for the lollipop.
There, we don't need bees. We don't need bees because we're self-pollinating. So I'm gonna be a bee. I'm gonna fly up to Landon and then
Landon's gonna punch you in the face.
Yeah, and I'm gonna fly up to him and I'm gonna shake my head now and go away.
Wait.
And then I need to go to, and then I'm gonna come back as a normal one of his flowers because they have to be the same kind of flower.
Oh wait,
Same
take a
species.
fly away and I'll be all sad and Lexi comes and gives me a juice box and I drink it, I'm all happy. Right? That would work.
And then I go to drink a different flowers. Juice box, because I really want to drink a juice box.
Or you can just walk out and slam the door.
Alright,
you
you
guys
guys
do
do
it.
it out.
Okay.
So
Okay.
she's gonna be a bee, and she's gonna come up to me, and she's gonna be like, no. I'm gonna be
Put
like
on
all
your
sad, and Lexi, the rain's gonna come
And you just say no. Why?
and give me this juice box.
I don't drink his pollen.
Okay.
That's awkward.
So then, what's going to happen after that?
I'm gonna fly away to a different flower.
Yes.
A different, I guess I gotta get a different kind of flower.
I dropped.
And I'm gonna label it as, do you know, you fat lord? It's self-pollinating, not self-pollination.
Self-pollination and cross-pollination.
Okay, then I'm gonna put cross-pollination.
What is the difference between the two? Why don't we look at the definitions so you guys.
Cross-pollination is when a bee takes the pollen from one flower and takes it to another. And then self-pollination is when a flower.
A process in which the male sex cell of one plant unites with the egg of a different plant. Okay? So that's what that is. So let's look at what self-pollination is in comparison. So you guys know what you should be depicting versus the other group. Let's see. So, fertilization of a plant by its own pollen.
So, yeah, it's stuck.
Okay? So how are you showing fertilization of a plant by its own pollen?
I'm gonna fly up to him, and I'm gonna shake her head, go away to different, like, flowers. And then he is going to drink his juice, or he's gonna look sad, and then he's gonna drink his own juice, and then be happy.
And be happy. But where's the pollen in that?
That's the pollen.
How are you telling me that's the pollen?
You're gonna
Is someone gonna say that?
Someone's gonna be a narrator.
Someone-
Alex, you're a narrator.
Oh, Alex is narrating. See, that's a good idea.
I
Tell
give
a
it
story.
your
She's
best.
probably gonna leave Alex.
Yeah, I'll be the narrator. Start narrating it.
Are you guys ready?
Yes.
So you
Wait, what
guys,
am I doing again?
so you guys have your two ways pollen's transferred. You have
And
it
I'm
on your
taking
skin.
a swag. How do you get
And
this
you
to
have what self-pollination is.
I need another pen here. Let me see on YouTube.
You guys should do a run through quick.
Don't
Okay, let's
steal
do it
my
real
swag, like, I mean, Abby.
This is a different kind of flower. This is a dark flower.
What?
Okay, we gotta do a run through real quick. I don't think we're gonna make it in time.
Wait, so what am I doing again? I'm the rain, so.
It just
Can you
says
give me a cheese?
that it can be the same word different.
Alex, say this to my forehead. You're just doing it? Is the flower slipping up?
Yep, so that's what it is.
Oh, the flower.
And a lot of people get that.
So I'm just gonna come over Linda and.
Watch you have a freaking allergic reaction to the tape. Third cheese puffs on. You can just sprinkle it, just pops on it.
Are you okay with?
All right. So walk me through what you guys are doing. Oh no. So what's happening?
We have a different kind of flower.
So you're a bee,
Oh, Abby.
and you're like, ooh no.
And I'm upset because I can't pollinate.
Doesn't love me.
Right.
I don't know.
Self-pollination is pollinating seed, like itself. It's plants. I think if you have, actually, I'm gonna borrow the book that.
Okay, if Alex isn't, can we borrow somebody from another group?
We need a picture together. We're gonna be flower pals.
Flower pals.
Self-pollination. So if it's the same plant is what you're pollinating. You don't want to cross to another plant. That's cross-pollination. So
Yes, no.
So if
he's
he
gonna
has
pollinate
one
himself.
flower, how are you showing that you're pollinating again?
See, Alex.
I need this.
Bye, Alex.
Bye, Alex.
Bye.
Got the juice box. I can be the other flower. I can rip this off and get the other flower, then come back with the other flower.
Well, what if we would maybe think about putting a second flower of him?
So what do you want to do? Steal one?
Do we have an extra person to be another flower?
I think you guys can, because self-pollination involves a little less than what cross-pollination is.
shirt.
So think about this. How do you show this?
You need two flowers.
Right. So are you the second flower?
I can be, yeah.
So think about that. Think about that in your group of how you're going to show that, and then the pollen is going to be transferred through water or through.
Can you see that on there?
Yeah.
Oh shoot, water's gonna like
It's
remember.
blue.
Vertebrates.
It's not
So
red.
animals.
It's so green again. It was green again.
So how are you gonna
Does
show
the
that
bee
little
kind of
flower?
name?
No, that is an insect.
I read it.
You guys ready? You, is this group ready?
I'm ready.
Go
All right.
back. Okay, after
So
this group, how much time do you need?
My flower's falling. My stem broke.
Okay, so
Guys, in 3 minutes, the show started.
I'm gonna
Sure, start
go
with
around.
Come here, come here.
I'm not gonna
Come here,
change
come
it,
here.
and that's gonna make you sad. I'm gonna go away.
Wait, Abby,
And then
here.
I'm gonna come back as the same
Yes.
kind of flower.
This is yours. This is your.
And then
now?
you're.
Oh, I thought you were like right now.
catching that. I didn't catch any of that.
Okay, Abby, flower power.
Where's my phone?
Okay, so what are we doing again? You didn't hear any of that, did you? No, because
All right.
So.
Hang on, you
Cross-pollination group, you guys are ready?
Sure.
All right.
And then I'm gonna throw in.
Head on out to the shop when you're ready.
And
I'm
then
out.
he is gonna. Stand like sad. Yeah. And then you are going to. I'm gonna come back as a flower. I'm gonna hold this up here. And then he's going to trickle. Or then you're gonna throw like water on it or whatever. Just cut that paper and just throw it on. And then. And then
Come here, Landon.
Nope, you're in the meeting. Nope. Make sure you know
Okay,
you're
so
doing.
as soon as, so.
You do? You know exactly what you're doing. What are you doing? What's your part?
Okay, so she's gonna come up to me, and then she's not gonna like me. I'm gonna be all sad, and then she's gonna come put her water on me. She's gonna come back to the flower, and we're all gonna be good friends.
You're all gonna be good friends, and
This is the same flower. We're the same flower.
you're the same flower. So you're gonna stand right next to each other, right? To show that you're the same plant?
Same
Oh,
plant.
sorry.
If we're
Okay.
recording this, this better go nowhere.
It'll be on my final presentation, don't worry.
In front of 300 people?
Is it really?
Okay.
Abby, you should have another one.
Okay. So Jason's gonna take one from my cheese doodles over to Abby, and then the wind's gonna bring over that cheese doodle to me.
That'll work.
Okay, so I should get behind Abby. Wait, you gotta sway in the wind. Photosynthesis!
You don't have no green. How can you photosynthesize? Nice, Abby.
All right. Which group wants to go first?
We'll go first.
Yeah, we'll go first and just get it
Alright.
over with.
She has to go first. Is she next? Is she leaving? Okay. Awesome. So everyone into the shop. Hannah, Landon, who we got? We're bringing it.
That'll work.
My next Halloween costume.
Nice.
I think I meant. No. Okay, we're all here. 2, 4, 6. Nope, we're missing one.
Alex isn't here.
Oh, that's right. Thank you. Okay, so everyone's here. I'm going to ask the self-pollination group to go first. This is going to be your stage right up here, and your audience is going to be out here. Okay? I'm going to ask the cross-pollination group to take a seat on one of the blocks here.
If I sit, my flower might get messed up.
That's okay. Take your seat very slowly.
Right in the middle.
You should be back. You should wear that all day.
All right.
Seriously. You can have so many
All right,
things
ready?
on you today.
I would like to welcome everybody to the show of pollination. Our plant science class is very excited to teach you about self and cross-pollination here today. The first group up is self-pollination, and they'll also be showing you how pollen is transferred through the ways of water and vertebrates. Let's give it up for the self-pollination group. Landon, you look like you have
Can we start?
Yes.
He doesn't like the flower because the flower can pollinate itself. The water comes along and falls down on the flower, and the flower's happy and it gets to pollinate itself. And the bee is still sad because it couldn't pollinate the flower.
All right, let's give a round of applause. I'm gonna have you guys stand up here before you sit down. That's okay. Go ahead and stand up here. All right. All right. So as a group, I'm gonna ask you. Can you explain self-pollination to our cross-pollination group?
Yes. Self-pollination is when the flower does not pollinate with other kinds of flowers. It pollinates with itself. So it's got multiple flowers on this one plant, and when the water comes down onto the plant, it pollinates itself.
So that's a good explanation. Think of Landon as the root system, and there's two flowers coming off one. So the pollinator, which in their case would have been grain or vertebrates, which they didn't really touch on, so we'll talk about that, pollinate the state itself, so self-pollination. So we had the rain come through. With self-pollination, water as it falls through can pollinate and move the pollen that way. Did you guys have any conversations about vertebrates, which would be animals, and how that would be a self-pollinator?
Yeah, I said rabbits.
And how would that look?
The rabbit comes along and hits the flower and it goes into the other flower.
All
It gets on
right.
its fur.
It's on its fur.
Oh, that's probably, yeah, it gets on its fur and it goes onto another flower.
I can't even take myself seriously because all I see is
Does anyone else from either group want to contribute to that and how self-pollination might work with animals?
when they eat
Oh
something.
my god.
So self-pollination really doesn't work with animals. It really works more with cross-pollination. So that was a trick question. But you are right. In cross-pollination, it can get on their fur and it can be transferred to other plants that way. So that was a trick question. Vertebrates are only transferred pollen with cross-pollination. So one more time, let's give it up for self-pollination. Woo! All right, you guys can have a seat and let's have our cross-pollination group up.
My flower.
I don't even know where I'm
I'm standing right here. I'm a flower. What's up with the green? Is that
All right.
snap?
Cross-pollination, you may start.
Get her done.
Alright. As me being a bumblebee, I will come over, take pollen from her, toss it over to a different flower.
Nice. And then the wind took that one to that one. And I ended up with this one.
All right, round of applause for cross-pollination.
have to eat your Cheetos.
No, we don't.
None
All right, I'm going to ask your group the same thing. Stand up here. We're going to talk about cross-pollination a little bit. Jason, you did a really nice job of explaining that. So can you just explain it one more time to our self-pollination group?
As a bumblebee, I would travel to a flower. I guess I'd be looking for the nectar out of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Pollen would attach to me, and I would go to another flower
Yes,
and pollinate that.
correct. And that is on what part of the flower you're transferring the pollen from?
From the anther
Yes.
to the stigma?
Yeah, stigma, yes.
Stigma.
Very good, very good. So the key words in there was there's two different plants, different root systems. And you guys had insects, so we talked about the bee, which is a very common one that we know about. And they can also self-pollinate. And what was your other type of pollen transfer method?
Wind.
Wind. And how, wind, can you describe that a little bit more?
You take the pollen from the one flower and the wind takes it to the other flower. And
Right. Awesome. And so because of that, this idea of hybridization happens, which we don't have enough time to talk about today, but hybridization is just taking two different kinds of plants. So maybe that, if you're looking at an orchard, would be an apple and a pear, and they can cross-pollinate. And you get this hybrid of, I don't know what's going on, like they're not supposed to. So it's not, you're not really sure with wind and water. Well, water's more self-pollination, but. So that'd be the outcome of that. Do you guys have any questions on self-pollination and cross-pollination and the difference of them? I know bald eagle's leaving here soon. All right, so what I'm gonna ask you guys to do is to clean yourselves up. You may have some of the cheese curls in the juice boxes in there, and then